Hey guys, this is FBK Napper. Welcome to another League of Legends guide. This time we're going to be taking a look at Sona. Sona is a full support class that can also dish out a pretty fair amount of damage if you play her properly. But her main role in the game is support. She's pretty much just going to be used for healing and buffing your team. Let's jump in and take a look at her abilities. Sona's passive, Power Chord, is charged by casting 3 spells, and then the next auto attack deals extra damage and has an additional effect depending on what the last spell cast was. Now this means if you cast heal 3 times in a row to charge up Power Chord and then cast the damage dealing ability, your next melee attack will gain the effect from the damage dealing ability, not from the heal. This is very useful for dealing Sona's ton of damage. She can dish out quite a lot of damage for a support class. If you get your Power Chord charged, like keep poking at the enemies like as you normally would, charge your Power Chord by helping your team out, tossing out heals, tossing out move speed buffs, and then go in, use your damage dealing ability which damages 2 enemies, and then pick one of the enemies and auto attack that enemy. They instantly take a fairly large amount of damage for a support class. You can often pick up a few kills on Sona. Like she can dish out enough damage to kill people solo, which is rare for a full support class like Sona is. Now we get into her abilities. All of Sona's abilities are auras. They're persistent auras, so you toggle the aura on or cast another one to remove your current one and toggle that aura on. But they also have effects that happen when you first cast as well. So Sona's first ability is Hymn of Valor, and this aura grants nearby allied champions bonus damage and ability power. Upon casting this ability, Sona sends out 2 bolts of sound, dealing damage to the nearest 2 enemy champions or monsters. So if you do this right, you can hit 2 champions. Sometimes you'll just hit 2 minions. It depends whatever's closest to you at the time. Also, if this spell was last cast before Power Chord, the next Power Chord she attacks will do double the damage. Sona's second ability is Area of Perseverance. Sona plays Area of Perseverance, granting nearby enemy champions bonus, armor and magic resist. Casting this also heals Sona and the lowest health nearby champion for a certain amount. Also, if this was the spell cast before Power Chord, her next Power Chord will debuff the target to deal 20% less damage for 3 seconds. This is Sona's pretty much main ability. This is her heal. You're going to be running around just pretty much using this, turning it off and turning it back on again, or just consecutively turning it on again. You don't really turn her auras off, but you keep turning it on again to heal your allied targets. Sona's third ability is Song of Celerity. This song grants nearby allied champions bonus movement speed. Additionally, casting the on-cast effect of this song is additional movement speed for 1.5 seconds. If this spell was cast before Power Chord, her next Power Chord will slow the target, so you can slow your enemies down with this one if they're chasing you. So it's really good for getting away from a gank or helping your team get to an enemy target if they're running away. You can turn on the move speed buff and slow the enemy down at the same time if you've got Power Chord up. Really useful spell for helping your whole team get around the map a fair amount faster than what they normally would. It makes catching up, running of targets very easy. This move speed buff also stacks with other move speed buffs like Rammus's Powerball. You can have a super fast Rammus if he comes past you and picks up this buff. Sona's ultimate is Crescendo. Sona plays her ultimate chord, forcing the enemy champions to dance, which is a stun, and do a decent amount of damage. So they're stunned for 1.5 seconds, they do a little dance, and it still does a decent amount of damage. This is an AoE ability as well. It's a targetable AoE ability. It's like a skill shot, but it's got a wide range of the skill shot. you can trap quite a few enemies inside this stun, which is so useful for your team. It just makes you, like, you bring a lot more utility than just a heal as a support class with Sona, because you've got the run speed, you've got the move speed buffs, and you've got a pretty decent stun, which you help your team out a ton. A well-timed stun can completely change a team fight in your favour. The items I take on Sona are pretty much all to do with mana regen. I take a Philosopher's Stone after I get boots, because you're not going to be getting last hits. You need the little bit of extra gold. You should be picking up a lot of assists, but you need a little bit of extra gold on top of that as well. Ionian Boots of Lucidity for the cooldown reduction, which is always nice for getting more heals off. Glacial Shroud for more mana, and Banshee's Veil for a bit of magic resist and your ability to block a spell so you don't get crowd controlled. Archangel's Staff helps your mana out as well, and also gives you ability power, which increases the amount your heals heal for, and also increases your damage a little bit, but you're not really about damage. Alyssa's Miracle is more mana regen. Rabadon's Death Cap right at the end. If you've got this late in the game, you've got pretty much enough mana regen and everything. You can just go for maxing out your heal, the amount your heal heals for, and the damage you do as well. So grab a Death Cap, which is like the best item for AP. And that's pretty much it. It's all about making sure you've got mana at the time you need it to help your team. So helping your team out is just all about helping your team out. It's what a support class does. As you can see here, we've got Annie running down river. She's being chased by two enemies. She's been chased by two enemies. I quickly go in, I heal Annie, I give Annie a speed boost so she can hopefully get away. I notice Alistar comes in and stuns her, so I run in and ulti both of them, stunning them. I get another heal off on Annie to keep her alive, and then switch to my run speed buff so we can both get away. Alistar comes in and attacks me on the turret, which is not smart from Alistar. He has got his ulti on though, which makes him pretty much impossible to kill. But after that, me and Annie are both safe. I heal Annie up a little bit, and then we both go on the offensive. So we've turned a gank completely around. Pretty much single-handedly, I turned a gank around to an offensive move. And if you can see in the chat log, yeah, if you're playing a support, people are gonna either love you because you're doing well, or they'll hate you for being a useless champion. And most of the time, if you're playing well, you'll get a lot of love. Everyone loves a healer. Everyone loves the support classes. So I've pretty much saved Annie's life, healed her back up to full. Alistar and Garen are afraid to come into us. Twisted Fate comes down. I stun Twisted Fate. Annie comes in and decimates him. That's another kill picked up for Annie. It's just all about feeding your team, getting your team fed, making your team more powerful. So I'm still keeping Annie up. Annie's back to full health again. She's got full mana from my Clarity. Yeah, Clarity. I always get the name confused. As she knows, like, it's not that big a deal. Garen's attacking her, but he's not going to out-damage my heals. I put the movement buff on her so she can catch up to everyone, make sure she gets that big flame off. Down goes Alistar. Movement buff goes back on to try and chase down Garen, but he's spin for the win. He's too fast when he's spinning. Yeah, we both make it out. It's just a gank at their turret, and me and Annie both make it out nearly full life. Like, it was just no problem at all. Twisted Fate comes in while we're attacking the turret. He tries to scare us off, but Annie knows she's not going to die while I'm here. We take the turret down. I heal Annie, give Annie the movement buff in case she needed to catch him. She really didn't. I stun Twisted Fate so he couldn't stun us, and Annie just destroys him again. This Annie loved me this game. I saved her so many times. She picked up so many kills just because I was there that she wouldn't have normally got. Just harassing Alistar, like, oh my god. And harassing Alistar and Garen, and Annie harassing Alistar and Garen, like, two of the tankiest characters. And Annie's just not that. Annie's not afraid to go toe to toe with them because I'm there. She knows she's not going to die. Nearly picks up the kill on Garen. He barely makes it away. Stun goes down on Alistar. I'm healing Annie up. She's pretty much at full health the whole time, that fight. Takes down Alistar. Like, movement buff goes up in case we need to get away. There's no need to heal because Annie's at full health. Yeah, it's just, yeah, it's fights. It's having a support makes Annie just an absolute more of a beast than she normally is. If the support wasn't there, she wouldn't have been able to do that. If she was there with, say, another support, another carry class, like maybe an Ashe or Tryndamere or a Garen or whatever, like, she may not have got those kills because they can't provide the assistance that I provide. Like, she might have died early, like meaning that she can't put out the damage that she's doing. They might have ended up getting a double kill or whatever. It's just having a support, like, completely changes the game. So useful. Also, the summoner abilities I take on Sona are completely geared towards helping the team. I take Clairvoyance for the targetable ward and Clarity to restore everyone's mana, not just mine, once you've got the talent for it. Well, not talent, mastery for it. It not only restores your mana, but also restores your teammates' mana as well. Using Clairvoyance well is something that needs to be learned by doing. You can't really teach you how to use Clairvoyance well. Anytime you see your team, they might be chasing an enemy, they might be getting chased by enemies and need to know what way is safe to run, you can just light up that area of the map, like either where the enemy's going to be running or where they need to be running to make sure that area is safe, or if your team needs to check a bush, like, light up the area of the map. I can't stress enough how much map awareness wins games. Wards, Clairvoyance, anything like that gives you more map control, more information about where your enemies are. If you've got more information than your enemies, you're probably going to win the game. So as you can see, Sona is pretty much a back of the pack support, pure support class. She should be at the back, dishing out heals, dishing out move buffs for everyone, keeping everyone alive, keeping everyone going. Many people rely on the support as well for wards, so don't forget to ward Baron and Dragon all the time. They should be all the time wards there. It's map awareness again. Anyway, I've been FPK Napper, you've been watching how to play Sona. Thanks for watching, please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.